Welcome back to my second channel. Well, this tariff thing's 145% upon Chinese goods to be imported in the USA is absolute insanity. Can imagine if America had a very developed manufacturing industrial thingy probably in their country, but 80% of goods, whether it's there or in Europe or anywhere in the world which is manufactured, comes from China. It goes from electronics, car parts, semiconductors, practically every single household product you can imagine is made there, and even pharmaceuticals as well. Some of the important ingredients are produced there and in India as well. Is it all the fact to encourage investments in America, but setting up shop in America as a manufacturer, you can't do that overnight. You have to take a hell of a lot of time, and plus you can't pay the American workers as you pay them in China. Therefore, the products will be more expensive, and it will spark off more inflation than it is. You've got to make products which are made in USA more compatible to buy, better quality. Obviously, you're cutting out some competition, and you just want to monopole the markets with a certain quality or a certain choice of things. Who makes better, who makes it more competitive price wins. What happened to free markets and stuff like that? And this thing even out is applied on products and American brand names which manufacture in China, which is going to cost you a hell of money, especially when it comes to Apple phones, the iPhones. They make them in China. Slapping on this type of price tag, we're talking about $3,000 of a mobile phone. Bloody hell. You never know if there's a parallel market, how they can import these things from a secondary route or whatever. Or they avoid the direct tariffs which Trump wants to put on these Chinese products is really in force already. And obviously people say buy America. Okay, fair enough. There's not many American companies which makes daily products like we're talking about 60 years ago. Those good old days, slowly, around about the 90s, time of the Clintons, which America, they moved everything into China, manufacturing, even Europeans as well. And now they want to make a war with China. Some say China's weak. Well, China's is a powerhouse, manufacturing powerhouse in industry. What America's got, what Europe's got, they've got sod all. They probably only assemble things which comes from China and call it made in America, made in Europe. And if you had a bit more of a developed manufacturing economy, you could do so. Applicate these things to encourage Americans to buy. Once upon a time, made in USA. It won't work like this. It will just don't push up the prices of goods, whether it's made there or imported. Obviously, the American market for China, for consumer goods, has its importance as well. and losing their revenues there. While they do that, the Americans, the Chinese will sell off their US dollars or treasury bonds for gold and flood the market of a currency which no one wants to trade anymore. So it could have a boomerang effect on the Americans regarding their federal deficit, which is pretty high, like any Western country is. And when this means more high interest rates for Americans, and for Europeans will be a knock-off effect, don't worry about that. The cost of borrowing money will be a lot more than it is now. So was this a silly move which Trump done, or was it done deliberately to spark off some type of war with China? Because, you know, Americans have done this stunt in the past with the Japanese before Japan declared war on America, because Americans cut off the supplies of oil for Japan. And oil, obviously, Japan and America was officially at war. Obviously, it pissed off the Japanese at that time. And this is probably the motive they bombed Pearl Harbor. And it was a good excuse for the Americans to enter into war. History could repeat itself in the same type of way, trying to destroy the Chinese economy. Then after you push them over the edge, then they might do something silly to the Chinese. Maybe not.